So tell me, how did you get involved in Lost in Vagueness?
Well, Lost Vagueness came along as a field in Glastonbury, as you know, many, many years ago. And that field arrived and was created by the biggest bunch of anarchists, crazy, anti-authoritarian, radical people managed to make the most incredible thing in England and get away with it. And I guess I was there at the beginning of that time, playing hardcore music. We had our own stage at Glastonbury. We used to pretty much bust through the fence, put up our own stage, have loads of bands on, have a crazy time, but it was completely outside of the normal. At the same time, there was an incredibly bad thing happening to that alternative community of the UK. Basically, everybody was having all these parties and moving around England, but they were getting chased by police, helicopters. They were on the front of the paper as like the devil, you know, and stuff like that, you know. So the guy, Roy, who kicked it off in the beginning, and all of us lot decided to do something really weird, which is because everybody was calling us like smelly, dirty hippies, crusties, all this sort of stuff. We decided to create a palace in a field full of like chandeliers, crazy casinos, long before all this burlesque stuff really kicked off. It was like one of the first things for all of that. You know, we had speakeasies, secret venues, hidden venues, this crazy cabaret place where all norms were just thrown out, and to get in you had to wear a dress even if you were a bloke, or a suit if you were a girls as well. And we had some of the best bands like Lady Gaga, Bloody did one of their first gigs there, Scissor Sisters, Fatboy Slim, Madness, all of this. They all wanted to play there, and because it was like the cool place to be. Wow.
And why is it important to have an alternative music scene in Great Britain, in anywhere?
It is so important to have an alternative music scene. One, England is one of the most creative musical nations in the world, and without that underground scene there is no creative musical nation. This is no new star. Two, honest to God, time it gets really famous, it's lost all its vibe and potential. It's just a commercial object most times, you know what I'm saying? And also, three, most importantly, it carries alternative ideas, which isn't just about Tesco's and friggin' whatever's on MTV or whatever that is, even if anyone watches that, or whatever Matey Boy's doing with his cat on YouTube. Ideas need to be carried through alternative scenes which gather around music that's alternative.
Do you think that Glastonbury has lost its spark?
The way I'm from Glastonbury. I work there now. We run Shangri-La, which came after Lost Vagueness, and it's like the main late night area. No, the thing is with Glastonbury, the weird way it's run means that it's hundreds of little parts, not overseen in the normal way, like, hey, there's an overseer of this field and he's going to tell you this and all this. They pretty much give you a codependence. That all those little islands of stuff get together and they look at their neighbours and they look at their other neighbours and they're like, oh, next year we're going to be better and better and better. And the amount of work that goes into each one of those areas is absolutely insane, but really fresh. I think it's accidental that it worked out like that, but it is absolutely amazing. And usually most areas are fresh. Obviously, people getting older in some places and you don't change. That's how it goes. But we always change.
Why should people come and see this documentary?
Sophie made this documentary. I think this documentary is a really good kind of, slice of time to show that, there's stories in there, there's subplots, there's other things going on, there's like, I don't want to be like some old geezer, but, things are a little bit more lawless, more free, just less health and safety madness, stuff like that. So we could do things, so it's good that people see that generation was kicking it off there. And there's things happening in London now that you can definitely see the DNA. There's festivals like Boomtown, you see the DNA of this stuff. This is the stuff that people really went into and had their heads flipped open, and they thought a whole new other world existed, and because of that world, they went and created other worlds. And you get somewhere like Boomtown, that kind of Burning Man vibe. Everyone's making these incredible, unique, handmade, crazy things, crazy venues, crazy handmade music, stuff like that, you know.
I've been to Boomtown.
Yeah.
Too much.
Boomtown, the Boomtown is seriously all those little venues and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like immersive theatre.
That whole thing is like, we were one of the first people ever to do it in a field.
Right.
So that was like, in some ways, I don't want Boomtown to watch this and think I'm being rude or anything, but I think they'd probably agree. I think, and I know they would agree. Yeah. That's the genesis. That's one of the first places all that stuff happened.
Brainchild.
Yeah, I mean, it's zeitgeist, you know, everybody does that stuff, you know.
Is this only for people who are lost or vague?
Yeah, probably. I'm both. I don't know, that's why there's a lost crowd and then there's a vague crowd. I think there's both. I think we're all mixed up together and we're all lost and vague. We certainly are at the moment. When truth has become valueless.
Is that why you've got it on your hat? What are you referring to?
What by I Heart Truth? That's an interesting question because basically right now, since Trump, since Brexit, people have become used to these lying motherfuckers, just lying their faces off. And I think the moment that Trump got elected and Brexit happened was the moment that truth, in terms of like people just telling something like the truth from their political place, actually made a frigging difference. And right now, 3,000 lies during Trump's presidency. I mean, this English lot, I mean, what are they about altogether? You know, they haven't a clue. Rees-Mogg, all of those Boris guys, they're just totally lying their faces at us.
Are you in tune with like media and stuff? Because I feel like you're like out in the field and stuff.
Yeah. Podcast maniac. Things I've lost so much faith since Brexit. Since Brexit happened in the UK, I've frankly lost so much faith in this country and its ability to govern itself. And the whole thing is just really taking a turn. So yeah, I try to be in tune with that. But you won't probably find me putting it out on Instagram,
yeah.
right? Snapchatting it.
Is there anything else you want to say about... Do you want to describe it in 3 words? Why come and watch this film?
Yeah, come and check your roots and cultures out, radical alternative people. Fucking change the world right now, okay? That's what it's about. Brilliant.